check it out, folks. Listen, you read that title, you know what we doing. We doing Old School Pinto Beans and Ham Hocks, right? And then don't forget, we doing a skillet cornbread. Hey, with that being said, if you want to know how to make something that look just like this right here, look at that right there. Look at that ham hock meat. Ooh-wee. Now, y'all can talk to me down in that comment section below, and we can get it cracking about using the ham hock. But you know what? I'm going to just say, let's get it. Okay, so look, as usual, we're gonna fly over some of these ingredients. Now, with you guys being back there, I want you to pay attention right here. This little group section right here, this is for my cornbread. Now, if you guys are gonna be using a 12-inch like I normally use, you know, you're gonna wanna double that recipe. You know, that way you don't have such a thin piece of, cornbread, right? And then the rest of this right here, and these beans, this is what's gonna go in here, and this is what we're gonna use. And don't forget, the full ingredient list is on my website, smokinandgrillin.ab.com, and that's WITAB.com. So I'm getting back to the basics, right? Right now, everybody and their mama, what we all do now is we use smoked turkey parts. You know, turkey necks, smoked turkey, but anything that we can find is smoked turkey, that's what we use for the flavoring. But if you look at the title on this, it say Old School, and this is what we do in ham hocks. I got a high flame underneath the bottom. Now what you're gonna need is, we're gonna put about 8 cups of water in here. Meanwhile, we're gonna let that flame go ahead and heat up everything. But when you got ham hocks, look, this right here got a lot of sodium, so we're gonna watch. We're not really gonna put no, salt in here, because this right here is gonna flavor the water, but we do have a level up, and that is this right here. This is our bouillon, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and add that now. This is just gonna give it some added flavor to it, right? So if you guys look, you can see the color of the water. I can put these in here now. Now I give this like a little bit of a head start. My ham hocks will go for about an hour. What we want to do is start to soften these up. These right now is tough as leather, folks. All right, so now this is already boiling. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set a timer for 1 hour, right? I'm gonna actually reduce it down a little bit, probably stay at like a medium-high flame. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let this work, and that'll start to soften it up. Within that hour, check your water. What I like to do is keep like about 4 cups extra, because you're gonna lose a lot to evaporation, as it's boiling. This is 4 cups. I put some more bouillon. I always have this at the ready. See that right there? Now we just add some more. You can see now about how much is, evaporated. But you can see the way it's starting to soften up, open up. Now we eventually gonna discard this right here, the skin, but look at the meat that it renders. And this is so flavorful down here. Now look at the color. Okay, so listen, my timer just went off, right? I gave you guys a little bit of a pro tip about having, 4 cups of water with the bouillon powder in the inside, right? Now check this out, I made myself another one, right? Because we put that in at about halfway through. Now we're finna look at this, but I got another reason why I do it. So remember, always break it away from yourself. You know what I mean? You break it out that way, so you don't get no steam burn, right? Now, the reason I tell you that, if you guys come in here and you can see right inside of there, we got some more evaporation, that has taken place. Now the recipe on my website, smokinandgrillin.ab.com, and that's WITAB.com, right? It's gonna say 1 pound. I went ahead and put 2 pounds in here. And really, I only used 2 ham hocks, but I added a 3rd one because I'm gonna use just about all of this inside of here. First thing we're gonna do is, now that we had this soaking overnight, I'm getting ready to take this, put it in a colander, and drain all this water, and I'm gonna give it this a quick little rinse to get anything that, that's murky that's sitting on top of the beans. I'm gonna go ahead and just start adding my beans to it. It's up to you how big, but after 2 or 3 hours in here, you know what I mean? It's all gonna almost all but just disintegrate, right? So now I'm gonna take this and we'll just add those in here. Everything that you had left, except for the ingredients that we have that we're gonna be doing our cornbread with, we dump it in here, right? So I'm gonna just do like this. See if we can't just get it, so we can get maybe like a pitcher with the, with the seasoning in here, which it don't look like it. We're gonna have to stir it up anyway. I'm gonna put the bay leaf in, because this is a dry bay leaf. If I put it in there now, it'll just break up and crumble up, right? So we got the bay leaf. Now, I got salt and pepper here. We use ham hocks, folks. We're not going to put no salt into this until the very end if it needs it. And if you've been on like a low sodium kick like I have been, there's probably going to be enough sodium in here, to make it flavorful by itself, right? So last thing I'm going to put in here will be my minced garlic. Now, The other pro tip I told you, you see how I got some bouillon water right here? All that's gonna come into play, folks. You know why? Because you wanna be able to cover these up too. Now I wanna pour some of this in here right now just to get it started. And that right there will do it. The only thing we're waiting for it to do is come up to a boil. Then we're gonna set it for a simmer, folks. Once it starts to simmer, that's when I start my timer. And I'm gonna put it for 2.5 hours. All right, so look, we got about 30 minutes, before I believe that these pinto beans are gonna be ready, right? So now it's time to go ahead and make the cornbread. Got my cast iron skillet. I already preheated this. Look, it's at 425 degrees, but this is like a little heads up trick for me. I put this in here like this, and we let that come up to temp. Next time I pull that out, I'm gonna definitely have to have some pot over it. Now, everything over here on this side is dry. You can't get this wrong, folks. Listen, dry and wet. Now, I'm gonna just take this and put it in here. We got flour, cornmeal, we got a little sugar. Now this part is optional. Before I go ahead and start hitting it with the whisk, I'm gonna give it a pinch of salt. Now, we just get in here and make sure we get everything incorporated. Bring this into play. Now we can make our wet, right? I'm gonna take my eggs, buttermilk, as you can see, fresh out the microwave, already melted. We'll just pour this in here and just go ahead and incorporate this. Once you have it fully incorporated, you looked on the side, everything is nice and, mixed together. Now you just want to go ahead and pour this in the center. I don't know why I said the center, just pour it in the inside. All you do is you mix this together. And that right there is starting to look like cornbread, folks. Now that I have everything mixed, now I grab this out. We already at 425. Now we go ahead and get ourselves a couple of tablespoons. We'll take that, you can see it's nice and hot. We'll just go ahead and let this just go, move around. And then we add it. Look at that right there. Now we put this back in the oven. It goes in about 18 to 20 minutes. We want to check it. And how do we check it? Get that toothpick. Same old thing. You guys got it. All right, so this is where we at now. Now that we got the cornbread in here, let's go ahead and break this away, right? It's nice and hot. I turned the fire back on just for a hot minute. This is the part right now that you guys are gonna like to see. I told you when you get ham hocks, they're gonna be tough as leather, right? I'm gonna show you the difference is. Look at this right here. You see how I almost said when the leather falls off, but when it's soft like that, whew, come here, I'll show you what I mean. Just get yourself 2 forks. Look, I'm just moving it around. If it's not moving like this, you haven't cooked it long enough, right? So the bone should come off clean. And now we're gonna shred and get some of this meat off of here, right? And the meat should just tear away. All right, so we'll put this back in here, right? Look at that. That's a whole lot of flavor. All right, so I just shredded the last one. We'll put this in the inside. Let's talk about the thickness of how thick you want your beans to be. You see this right here? Oh yeah, you see the way I just break that through? If your meat is not just being able to take, having a rubber spatula and it cut through it like it just did right there, then you did something wrong, right? You didn't do nothing wrong. You just didn't let it cook long enough, right? Come in here and you take this and you just squeeze that. You see that? Can y'all see that right there? I'm just gonna push this in like that, just give it a little bit of, force. And you see how it mashes? And that acts as a thickener, folks. I don't need to do this because this is just fine. And believe me, as it cools, this gets even thicker. You see that right there? How you check it? Take that toothpick, drop him right there in the middle, go ahead and pull him up like that. And then we look right here, oh man, it's ready. 20 minutes, folks. All right, and then we just pull this out like this. Ooh, it's nice and moist. Whew. Take this, we'll just put that down, somewhere like that. You know what we're doing? We just taking it back old school. This is the thing, these are the kind of recipes I made when I first started my channel, folks. I know I've gotten a little bit away from that because, I start cooking all kind of things. But if you want to trust what grandmama did without putting all them different seasonings in it, we just work with the same thing that they had back in the day, and this will come out just like this. Now, I got to tell you this, I never ever put any salt in here at all. Why? we use ham hock, folks. Now, if you guys gonna use that smoked turkey, you're gonna need a little bit of a flavor level up. You know what I'm saying? An enhancement. But with that being said, I'm not finna like over talk it no more. I've been dying to get a piece of this cornbread and this, you know, a bite full. So I got a little bit right there. Cheers, y'all. I know, I ain't got no rice, but I don't need no rice. This is all you need. And to be honest with you, I'd put a piece of cornbread on top, just crumble it all up, and make sure I got it in every bite. Look at that ham hock right there. Hold on. This right here is right. Again, listen, I'm gonna go over just like a couple of things, man. This is like key, right? Don't add no salt to it until you get to the very end. The reason I say that, because if you got 3 ham hocks in there, this flavored this perfectly. You know what I mean? It doesn't need any more salt, sodium, and nothing like that, right? And then another thing is, listen, when you got it on the stove and you guys are cooking it for your 3 hours or whatever, you wanna make sure you're at a real low simmer. Reason being, it'll keep your beans, it'll help them get soft, it'll stop them from burning on the bottom of there so you don't have no burnt beans at the bottom and you get that taste in there, right? So you wanna do it just like that, low and slow. And then don't forget, at the end, if you want it to thicken up, you can always mash your beans up against the side. You only need to do a couple and it'll thicken up, unless you want it like super thick, like refried beans. But however you like it, you know what I mean, that's up to you. But I promise you, trust this process. We're gonna listen to our ancestors and we're gonna just, do it the way they did it. And it was just fine, just the way it is. Now, with that being said, let me just ask you this. If you're new to my channel, let me just take this time to say, hey, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there, there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And before I go, I want you guys to leave down in the comment section below too, if you like videos like this where I'm doing cornbread, ham hocks, and all of this kind of stuff, getting back to my roots at the start of the channel, please let me know. And with that being said, I'm out, y'all.